You know who it is. This is the rising star, Jake Elliot.
I'm the freight train, Brodie Bodkins, and you're watching the Blade Sports Culture Show.
We here to give you the culture. Don't got no time for you vultures. If you want to learn about the game, I can coach you. Ballin' so hard, I should be on your poster. Holding it down, now I'm hot like the toaster. Starting my grind, it'll never be over. You get the picture, I say like a closer. Talking that talk, it get wild like the Joker. I hear the hate, I just laugh at you dorks. We eating good, got you mad at your fork. Giving your game even if off the court. Saying you ball, I speak money in sport. Shine like a diamond, black Alex and spades. Oh man, how I'm calling these plays. Like an anthem, I'm ahead of the game. All about my cut, so I linked up with Blades.
Welcome back to another episode of the Blade Sports Culture Show. I am your host, Big B.
I'm G.
Lil G.
Lil G.
We got two special guests in the building today.
Special.
What happened to the old characters and stuff I was about to see? He texted me, he was like, I'll fucking be in character all show.
Let's get it, bro.
He gets on the mic, freight train, Brodie Bodkins.
I'm
Just
here.
a break.
What do you want?
Introduce yourself to the left.
I'm the freight train, Brodie Bodkins.
I'm the rising star, Jake Elliot.
The rising star,
The rising
Jake
star,
Elliott.
I love it.
Freight train,
Freight
Brodie
train.
Bodkins. If you guys don't know who these two are, close relatives of mine. You guys see the championship belt.
Yes, sir.
There's some wrestlers, y'all.
Yeah.
What got you guys started into wrestling?
I mean, basically when Brodie had that freak injury with his snapping his ankle and everything like that, that's basically what strived me to come into it. Like, he basically talked me into it. He's been there. He's been my mentor all through it. Now, so that he's healed up and everything, let's see where it goes.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Brodie? What got you into wrestling?
Started back when I was very young. The first thing I ever remember is The Undertaker. And he had that half Phantom mask. My dad put it on TV, and I fell in love with it ever since.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever wanted to do.
Okay. So where are you guys wrestling at now?
AACW is home, but I've been traveling a lot.
Home for him.
Home for me. I've been going to WCWO in Indy. They call it the Dub. I go to TCW in Jeffersonville, Indiana. I go to Martinsville. I just go all over.
How'd you guys go about getting into that?
Really, it's just after you do it for a little while, you get your name out there, and other promoters start seeing if you have a YouTube page, or if the company that you work for has a YouTube page, the other promoters see that promoter putting your work out there, and then they get interested and bring you in. But home for me is ICW in Marion. J-Plex, he trained me, finished up my training. But no, it's just wherever they book us is where we go.
Okay.
How long have you been training? Start with Brodie.
I've been in the business 6 years. I was training in the end of 2016, and you never stop training. You always keep training, you always keep learning.
I'm gonna tell. Have you ever watched these dudes wrestle?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of the live videos that I've seen the last couple weekends. I've seen where you was in Jeffersonville. But I know you actually
fan always going live.
Oh yeah, every time. I love it, bro. I've watched it the last couple weekends. I know you had the injury with the ankle, but I kind of want to go back to where you guys started. Was it something like you guys obviously you have a love for wrestling, but was it something like you guys knew somebody that kind of got you in the door? Was it the guy that you started training with, or?
So it all started in a backyard on Waite Street.
Trampoline matches, let's go.
On a trampoline. That's where it all started at. Yeah. But from then it was Troy Miller. We went and watched him in ICW in Marion.
Shout out to the franchise.
Let's go.
We used to go down to Jason Maple's show down on Adams Street every weekend.
Every weekend.
We know a lot of other guys there. And so for me, I knew one of the women wrestlers there, Destiny Blade, and we got into a conversation about training. She offered me a price that was really, really good, and she taught me the basics. And then for me, I was wrestling down in Indy every Friday, and I had J-Plex hit me up, which is trained by Troy and his dad, which owns the ICW company. And he said, just stop wrestling. He said, come with me. We'll work out. We'll get you all polished up, and we'll get you a gimmick and get you back out there. And then he came up with my name from Dragon Ball Z, the big god Brawley. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z a day in my life.
Is that where he came? That
Brawley's where he got Brodie at. And then he's like, come up with a good last name. And I'm like, oh, damn, what did I do? And I was like, what would turn somebody's head? And I just came up with Bodkins. I don't know how I did it. Just thought of it.
If you've never watched him wrestle, it's wild, dude. I've literally seen this dude throw somebody through a table that has been on fire.
Yeah,
I lit
no
that
shit.
table on fire.
And he lit it on fire. No shit, on fire, happened right in front of us, and you can't fake fire.
No, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Dude rolls off the table and his back's still on fire.
Right. I
poured
poured half of the gasoline on there. And I just kept going and going. Going.
That's one thing I think that slips through the cracks to a lot of people that even watch wrestling is like these dudes that wrestle put their body through hell, man. Like I've watched a couple of podcasts that I've seen The Undertaker on Rogan one time, just all the injuries that just piled up over this dude's career. It's like how some of these guys are even walking, and still out there doing it to this day. It's insane. So I mean, that just speaks on what you guys put your bodies through, even just trying to work your way up the ranks right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody calls it fake. Everybody says pro wrestling's fake. I wouldn't say it's fake. Pro wrestling's not fake at all.
The script is fake. Yeah.
That's it. I mean,
real athletes.
It's just choreographed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's to a point to where you have to be a real athlete. You have to have a real cardio to go. There's times where my cardio's shit, and there's times where my cardio's good. But as far as
don't let his size fool you.
Being
motherfucking kids up and down.
Right, not to even interrupt you, but I'll tell this story a lot. When I first met Carl, it was we played basketball down at the Gas City courts, and I'm like,
I'm a big guy.
Yeah, Carl's a big fella.
Fluffy.
You know what I mean? And I'm guarding Carl, and I'm like, I've played sports my whole life, hooped in high school and stuff, and I'm like, I ain't really got to guard this guy. Like I can get to the spot. First play, bro, Carl gets the ball, goes baseline on me, bro, hits it up and under, finishes, and I'm like, all right, I actually got it. This dude can actually hoop. We can move for a big dude.
He just looked at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
guard me, bro.
I mean, it's got to run in the blood, bro.
Well, I mean, and that's where a lot of if you're talking about like Vince, WWE, AEW, they look for a lot of pre-athletes, like high school football, college football, collegiate athletes.
Yeah.
People whose cardio can keep up with a scheduled time of match.
I mean,
baseball. I played high school football. He's played football. Basketball, high school basketball. I played 3 sports going throughout high school. So, it was when I was younger, cardio wasn't a thing for me. Like we had it, but as we got older, we obviously got fat and our cardio got weak.
Yep. All right. Who are your guys' inspirations? Like, what inspired you guys when you were a little kid to be like, you know what, I want to fucking wrestle. Like, I want to do this. It can be. It can't just be. If it's more than one, name them all. If it's just one, name him.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Oh yeah.
The Rock. Triple H. The
Attitude Era.
I was about to say that whole era, bro. That was a move right there.
Back in the day, me and him used to think we was the big stars, to the little action figures, to the ring, to the playing music on the Xbox One, like walking down the little entranceway with their action figures,
I remember I had this Diamond Dallas Page doll, and it was like a little kid size where you could like actually wrestle with it and like
a pillow.
Yeah, it was almost like a pillow.
I had a Hulk Hogan one.
Yeah, I literally had a side deck that came off my house, and we would like set the stereo up out there and play the music, do the walkout and everything, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess mine would have to be Shawn Michaels. I slept with the Shawn Michaels action figure for I don't know how long. My mom's like, when are you going to get rid of that action figure? And I'm like, nah. Whatever.
Possibly the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Mr.
WrestleMania
Heartbreak Kid, let's go.
So it was him, and then like when I seen DX, bro, and the way they were treating the boss, and I'm like, dude, these dudes are ruthless. Like they were freaking, coming out in ashless chaps and doing whatever the hell they want. I was like, that's pretty cool. yeah, as when he goes back to say, my dad, he bought me, I don't know.
I was about to say your dad is probably a huge
figures.
inspiration.
My dad is my number one inspiration. He barely ever came to like my baseball games, basketball games. He came to almost every wrestling show that was in Marion. So
he never missed a pay-per-view growing up. Never.
Growing up, my dad used to buy every single pay-per-view every month of WWE.
Had him on tape too.
Had him on tape.
Old tapes that you said you used to go rent.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they used to have them at Lance's in Gas City, bro.
He
You could
had
rent
the
'em.
fucking whole fucking.
They would come over. He would record it. We'd order pizza.
Oh yeah.
Every
I
time.
guarantee he'd spend at least $150 that night. Just our dads
Oh, yeah,
going in
between
on it
getting all that
together and stuff. But as back to what he said, I had almost every wrestling figure, and we would take the rubber knee pads off this figure and put it on this figure, and dress them how we wanted them, and create our own moves. And I had an Xbox and a TV, and I'd play music, and we'd walk them down the ramp into the ring, and then we'd have whole pay-per-view matches with wrestling figures. So it's just been a dream for me to be able to live this dream.
Yeah, I enjoyed wrestling a lot growing up, like especially with them, and like I fucking loved it. Like we went to events and shit like that, but I always fucking knew in the back of my head that him and probably him would actually do it.
Yeah.
Like they would do it as
Yeah.
much as they fucking loved it. I was like, I told Dad, I was like, as much as Dustin, like it wouldn't surprise me if he's gonna be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And so when he told me he was training to be a wrestler, I was like, of course you are.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I mean, that there's even, being in Indiana, there's not a lot of avenues to pursue stuff like that sometimes. So, I mean, that's awesome that there's even an organization around here that does it.
There's like a bunch of little ones that you can get your start at. And that brings me to my next thing. You're about to be gone for a while. You want to tell people where you're going to be gone?
I get the chance to go down and train with Dustin Rhodes.
Gold Dust.
Most
Gold
people know him as
Dust,
Gold
let's
Dust.
Oh, yeah.
So I get that opportunity in August. It's really great. He was also one of the people that I thought his character was outstanding. Even though he didn't like it at times because of Vince.
He played this gimmick perfectly.
He worked it well. Even in the later years, there's a lot of promos with The Rock, Booker T, and Triple H that were absolutely probably $1 million promos. And it was all because he worked every gimmick that Vince threw at him.
How long did you say you were going to be down there?
12 weeks. I don't know the
12
exact
weeks.
dates, but it's like August through November.
And he has his own like training events, right?
Oh,
like
yeah,
he runs.
it's called the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. You can view him on TikTok, Rhodes Wrestling Academy. You can Facebook, RhodesWrestlingAcademy.com. He runs a 12-week course. You go down there. You have to find your own housing and stuff like that. Basically, he trains certain days, certain times, and then the other times, from the information I got from them, you're able to work a regular job down there because he only trains certain days and certain times. Right. So, but it'll be a good adventure because, one, grew up watching him. I'm named after him. Dustin. My dad named me after Dustin, and so it's more than just going down there and working with him.
Probably
It's like,
surreal.
it is surreal. It also is a checklist thing,
Yeah,
'cause
bucket list
My
thing,
dad named me after him, so it's sentimental.
Yeah, that's tight, man.
So, John, you or Jake or John, yeah, you didn't list Dustin as an inspiration, but I know he's an inspiration. Like I think you said that like when you first opened up, like
Yeah,
I got in it because of
he's-
him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen a Facebook post one
He's
night about
probably
how
the
much-
biggest inspiration because, like, when he was Dustin Brown, okay, that was his first gimmick. We was
I
all-
remember that.
He said,
we was at the dub at WCWO, and I thought it was a hot shit. I had some joggers on, I'm my first match. Let's go. Fell out of love with it. Could care less about it.
You're like, oh shit, I just got slammed on my fucking back.
Oh yeah. Like I was like, dude, I don't want to do this every time.
The next
you
night,
know what I mean?
the next night after his first match, he texted me, "Can I just be your manager?"
Right, bro. I swear to God, I did
I
that.
didn't know that.
But like I said, when he snapped his ankle, bro, like we was talking, and I got back into it, and now I'm like, I'm all in. You know what I mean? Like,
You've been wrestling like every weekend.
yeah, I fell in love with it. Like, that's a hobby that I like enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in the day, I didn't have no training at all, none, zip. So I didn't know how to take a bump. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to take an arm drag. So I'm like in there flopping around like a dang fish.
And when he says take a bump, he means like when like someone's actually doing a move on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
He
that's
needs to
probably
land safely and not get.
yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now he's pushing me. Like every time I have a match, first person I'll call is a Brodie. I'm like, hey, bro, I need all the feedback I can get. And he'll cut it down to me. He's like, yo, you suck. Like, you need to do this better. You need to do that better. So I'm just striving to.
You can. I will say this. You can see the improvement from like your like first few matches that you had to like now. You can see the improvement in him. I can see the improvement in you from when you first started
Oh,
wrestling.
definitely. There's a thing in the business where you can't get butt hurt, and we call it constructive criticism.
That's
have to
anything in life.
You have to be able to take constructive criticism. And if I tell you suck because of this, go out there and next time you get in the ring, don't do it. Get better by
Exactly.
training and not being able to do that.
You know what that brings me to? Constructive criticism.
God.
So when we're playing Fortnite or when we're playing Call of Duty, how am I to play with?
Oh, God.
I
Where y'all
go-
at? Where
I
y'all
go
at?
off.
Why you pushing by
Let me-
yourself?
Let me text your wife and listen
I
what she
go
says. I know.
off like it.
I
so
think that
you've played Fortnite, G. So if they're like, if
I've
I'm
played
doing
Fortnite
my
with you.
thing,
Yeah.
I hate losing at anything.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So these motherfuckers just wander off and just do their own thing.
Well, no,
And
listen.
I'm trying to get them high kill
this-
dubs.
So we trying to loot up, bro.
This is the
scream.
problem. No, this is the problem. He'll get his loot, whatever loot it is, blue and purple and gold. I don't
He's
even
so
know.
full of
He
shit.
set, bro. He set all game.
Hey, then he leaves the area
Yeah.
and leaves us with a pistol. Like,
Bro, where you
then-
at? Where you
and
guys
then-
at? I got a
and
team
then-
on me, bro.
And then he rushes into a fight because he thinks he's good, which he is. He was really good.
He's good.
He is really good.
Moving on.
But he expects us to go into a fight with a pistol and an SMG, and we're like, bro, they got shotguns.
Now listen, when we do,
Getting
bro,
to
what do you knock him?
Getting to my point, I like to give constructive criticism. Like, where are you guys at? That's not bashing you. That's like, hey guys, I need help.
Yeah. But then he's like, hey, you guys still in Fatal Fields? I'm over here in
Fatal Fields.
Anarchy.
That's a
Acres.
throwback right
That's
there.
a throwback. Yeah.
That's so far back. I don't even think I ever played when it was
That
Fatal
was
Fields.
season like 1 through
Yeah, I
7.
didn't even play at that point.
Yeah.
All right. Who are your top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time? We can start with Jake.
I have to say
This isn't just like who's the top 3 greatest of all time. This is your top 3 favorite.
my top 3 favorite. I mean, number 1 has to be Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? And then I've been watching a lot of MGF. Like he's a stud.
MJF.
So I have to put him probably number 2. and
All
then
time.
Number 3 has to probably be Ric Flair. Either Ric Flair or Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Solid list.
list.
For me, it's always been Shawn Michaels was number 1. You know what I'm saying? And like Shawn Michaels was the cream of the crop. Just because he could work and he had that persona. Ric Flair, number 2. A lot of people put him at number 1. I can't even say he can't work because he's a hell of a worker. And 3, probably The Rock. He has some of the best promos I've ever seen in the world. And then he can also work. You know, he has a family legacy behind him.
Biggest star of all time.
His dad was what? The Flying Hawaiian?
No, his dad was Rocky Johnson.
I think that might have been his
Dancing
first
Rocky
name.
Johnson.
If you look at it.
What-
Jamie, check that. Pull it up real
Yeah,
quick.
Jamie, check that. We need to. What is the best finisher in wrestling ever?
The Stunner's got to be up there.
Stunner, the RKO, however, I mean, the
I
two
have
different
to
ones.
say the RKO because I use the pop-up RKO as one of my finishers. So I have to go with the RKO.
For me, I've seen a lot of them, but the way Ricochet can rotate on that 630 is nuts. Nuts.
That's an athlete, a 630.
Oh, yeah.
630 in the air, and not having much. I mean, there's a lot of room, but not having much room, and you don't even get like a single bit of rotation, you're freaked. Like you're breaking your neck, something. Yeah, I would have to say that at 636.
Most overrated finisher.
The spear.
The spear.
The spear.
The spear.
Really?
I always
Did you guys
thought it was
talk about
boring
this?
too. I really thought it was
Look,
boring.
look at Bobby Lashley. Look at Edge.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
look
think
at Roman Reigns.
choke slams
Roman
overrated
Reigns.
as fuck.
I mean,
I mean,
a lot of
you
people
can-
don't use it as a finish no more. A lot of people
Choke
just use it
slam.
as a move.
You can turn the choke slam
But
into something else, though,
Look
too.
at how many people back in their prime was using the spear to finish
Yeah.
people. You have Edge,
Goldberg.
Bobby Lashley,
Goldberg.
what's his freaking name?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is using it now. And he used to use it as his finisher. Now he's using that guillotine choke.
I think it's about like who does it too, though. You know what I mean? Like who's that the persona behind it that's doing the choke
definitely.
slam? You know what I mean?
Bobby
So-
Lashley, he flips with his. He'll hit and then he'll flip. You know.
Kevin Owens' stunner is different than Stone Cold's
Oh,
stunner.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
All right. Where do you see yourselves in 3 years in wrestling?
I want to be at the top of this tier where I think I could be. Like, I'm pushing myself. I want to push myself, and I want Brodie to help push me to be there. So when he comes back, he can show me everything, and then we can go together.
Next level, pretty much.
Next level, yeah.
3 years.
You wanted it, you're gonna get it. I'm the best damn wrestler in the world when you asked.
Goddamn right.
Let's go.
In 3 years, I'm gonna be the champ of AEW. I don't know who MJF is.
AEW champ, huh?
AEW or WWE.
I was about to say, don't be a hater.
Or Impact. or
Like
Impact.
MJF says, or Impact, it don't matter. Wherever I go, I'm gonna be the champion. It don't matter.
All right. Before we take a quick break, you have a YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube
I
channel?
do. Brodie Bodkins.
At straight Brodie Bodkins,
Brodie
one word.
Bodkins, just go.
Jake Elliott, 92.
Jake Elliot 92 on YouTube. Brodie Bodkins on YouTube. Check them out. Facebook pages. I know you go live.
Brodie Bodkins. Everything's
Jonathan
for me is Brodie
Holiday.
Bodkins.
Or you can catch me at Jake Elliott going live, my #1 fan.
Let's go.
Yeah, she'll be.
I've
Right
seen
there.
him,
She'll
bro.
be right on the ramp, bro.
Every time, bro. If you
I've seen him.
can't, if you can't catch it live, check out the YouTube page. I just posted the match with me and Brodie from last Sunday, so go check that out. Give it a like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, get on there.
When
Show
we-
them some love, everybody.
When we come back, we're gonna play some trivia. I love playing
Love trivia.
And we're gonna
Lord.
play Eliminate. We had a couple viral clips on Eliminate.
Bro, and
20K, 20K.
man, shout out to all the love on the TikTok, bro.
There you go.
Keep it rolling. Let's go.
All right, be right back.
Let's go.
To our sponsors out there that make this possible for us. Above all construction, complete renovation specialists. Shout out to Derek Lewis and the boys out there serving our community, doing great work. They do interior and exterior work. Give them a call, 765-573-5982 for all your questions and estimates. Shout out High Moon Emporium, Whitney Bush, who owns an online women's boutique. She also does handmade jewelry. Contact her on social media for all your needs. Shout out Imagine Burgers, Scott Reeder and the crew out there putting in hard work daily. Located 304 West Jefferson Street, Converse, Indiana. Be sure to check out their page on Facebook, which they also have a lot of things going on throughout the month. They have ladies' night, they have trivia night, and they also have open mic night. So get out there and enjoy the vibe. Shout out God's Goons, Brandon and Tara Chisholm, doing great things in the community. Be sure to catch up with Brandon on Mondays as he does a men's group out there. And Tara, she does Bibles and Biceps on Tuesday. Be sure to catch a great vibe out there. If you need prayer, if you need to talk to somebody, they are two great people to get in contact with. Shout out Nicholson Realty 2.0. All those agents out there putting in their hard work. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, contact them as they walk you step by step through the process.
Welcome back to the second part of WWE.
It's
Big
pay per
D,
view, right?
Little G. We're gonna play some trivia, some wrestling style trivia.
Oh God.
You guys, this isn't a competition. Me and G aren't playing. We're just gonna be asking the questions. G might just be hanging out. You guys can work as a team. I'll ask a question. You guys can discuss it. If you know it, just say it. You know, we're gonna see how many you can get out of 5. It's usually 10, but we're gonna play eliminate 2.
Okay.
All right. So question number 1: what pay-per-view did Hulk Hogan first turn heel and join the newly formed NWO? Is it A, Starcade? He's already got it. B, Bash at the Beach. C, Halloween Havoc. D, The Great American Bash.
B.
Bash at the beach.
B, Bash at the Beach.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. He
As
already
soon
knew
as you
it.
said bash at the beach, I was like, yeah, that's it.
I did some cocky shit to G. he asked me trivia on the first question. He was like, who was drafted number 2 to Peyton Manning? I said, Ryan Leaf.
Didn't even let me do anything.
Immediately.
Yeah.
He was like, he goes, okay.
All right, on to
got
the
it
next
right.
one.
All right, 2. Kane made his debut at Bad Blood in 1997, where he attacked The Undertaker. Who was The Undertaker's opponent in that match?
Shawn Michaels.
Let's go.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell match.
Kane rips off the door with a chain on it.
Paul Bearer
Nice.
comes back.
Unbelievable.
He's here. All right, 3. Who convinced Sting, this is a hard one, to change his gimmick to the crow-like character he became with the black and white face paint? Was it A, Razor Ramon, Mr. Scott Hall? B, Eric Bischoff? C, Eddie Guerrero? D, Hulk Hogan? I made this one a little bit hard. 'Cause
That's
I was
kinda
like,
tough.
I was like, he's going to get these first 2. He ain't getting 3.
I believe it's.
I think you kind
The
of threw a
only-
little wrench in there, didn't you?
I believe it's
Is that
Hogan.
No, maybe not.
I believe it was Hogan,
I just seen this story on TikTok. That's
But-
how I know.
but Bischoff after the idea of it, Bischoff was like yes. So Bischoff was good with it, but I think it was Hogan.
You going with Hogan?
Yeah. It's either Hogan. I was supposed to say either Hogan or Scott.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Mr. Razor Ramon. Sting was feeling a little stale. Razor Ramon goes up to him backstage and he goes, you ever seen The Crow? And Eric Bischoff's eyes lit up. Razor Ramon. 2 out of 3. Not bad. Question number 4. You're definitely getting this. Let's let John answer this one.
Okay.
At ECW, One Night Stand, who defeated John Cena to become the World Heavyweight Champion? Please don't be dumb. Was it A, Tommy Dreamer? B, Rob Van Dam? C, Sandman? Or D, Sabu?
Yeah, it's Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam. If Cena
2005,
wins, if Cena wins, we riot.
Yeah, as soon as you said Rob Van Dam, I was like, yeah, it has to
Yeah,
be him.
Cena wins. You're right.
This is a great question. It's kind of easy, kind of not. I think you'll get it. This last one, 4 out of 5, pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
These aren't hard. These aren't easy questions.
I'm so lost over here, bro.
He's probably looking them up on Google right now.
No,
Yeah,
he's just
same.
following.
I'm just like the chick off The Price is Right. I'm just up there like, good job, guys.
All right. Who is the only man to ever beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night? Is it A, Kurt Angle? B, Chris Jericho? C, Triple H? Or D, The Undertaker?
You want me to take this one?
Yeah, he'd say this.
Chris Jericho.
Break the walls.
Was Jericho.
Yes, sir.
The demo guy.
Yep. Fucking 4 out of 5.
That's pretty good, bro.
You asked.
I knew they wasn't going to get that Scott Hall question. I just seen that story on TikTok, and Scott Hall was telling it.
Now that you gave me the answer, I remember it. It was Scott Hall, and then Bischoff heard of it, and he was like,
Tell me more. Yep. All right, so now, that was pretty fun. We're going to play Eliminate. Okay.
"What the hell is that?"
If you haven't seen our TikToks or watched any of our videos, I'm going to give you 4 choices. All right, and when we do it with music, we have to eliminate one of the artists and all of their songs forever. If we do it with, like, what have we done it with? Just music, haven't we?
Yeah, just music so far.
Okay, so this is the wrestling edition. You have to eliminate these wrestlers and all of their work.
As a
Of all time.
wrestler, so.
Okay, the first group, I added this one, is a tag
These are
team.
tough, yeah.
The Dudley Boys, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian. You have to eliminate one tag team and all of their work. This isn't just a group thing. You can answer and then you can answer.
So for me, it would be Edge and Christian. They were a good tag team, but the Dudley Boys, greatest tag team probably ever. I mean,
Edge and Christian, really?
yeah. The Usos. I mean, their swag is just out this world. They're brothers, so they think alike. They're trained by their dad, so they think alike. They know the business very, very well. And then who else did you say?
The Usos, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys.
Whose favorite wasn't the Hardy Boys? You know what I'm saying?
I would have to say the Usos because if you remember right, you don't see the Usos doing what Edge
The
and
other three
Christian
had the
did
TLC matches.
in the TLC match when the Hardys got speared off the belts. I mean, you don't see Usos doing that.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is Rated R Edge. Like, it was so good. Like when he took Lita beside him and they did the sex celebration. They did, they did the Rated R superstar gimmick, and he took her from Matt Hardy. One of the best matches I've ever watched is Matt Hardy versus Edge. And
Get a little bit closer to that
gimmick.
mic.
I think I've seen the Edge is actually making a comeback, isn't he?
He's like
Back and
like
forth.
Goldberg deal. He's like
Just
wrestling
coming every now and then.
whenever.
Okay, right on. Because he had a real bad neck injury that ended his career, wasn't it?
Yeah, him and Paige and Daniel Bryan all had pretty bad injuries, but they've made a
Austin.
comeback to them.
Yeah.
All right, second group. We got Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Kenny Omega, and Bret the Hitman Hart. Eliminate one and all of their work forever. Just make sure you talk into the mic.
Kenny Omega's dope. Brett, man, Brett. I mean, we never even mentioned Brett for the greatest because he really could be.
As far as technical,
Who's the other? Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho.
Right now, in his late age, you're seeing Kenny pop off, but a lot of people these days are saying Kenny Omega's the best wrestler in the world. But
Talk to the mic.
I think that Eddie's character outbeats his. Jericho, I never really got into Jericho's work, so it'd probably be Jericho for me.
Jericho.
I believe probably has to be Jericho for me as well because Jericho don't compare to Bret Hart. No, hands down.
Then you got Kenny Omega and Guerrero over Jericho.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Next group, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and Hulk Hogan. Eliminate one and all of their work forever.
You said Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Undertaker?
Yep. Talk to the mic.
Yeah, that's tough.
I have to say The Undertaker. Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. If you don't remember right,
I think I know who I got going on that, and I think it's fucking Hollywood. I think Hogan's gone.
I think there's going to be some comments.
There's going to be some comments on
You're gonna
this
get flamed for that one.
Wait to the next one.
Oh, I already know. I'm looking at it
Wait
right
to
now
the
like,
next
damn, this next one's just as good.
Hogan's in ring. He's very, very.
He's mediocre in ring,
right.
but he had
he had the gimmick.
icon.
He had the gimmick. He had the Hulkamaniacs, the Hawks. He had all that, and he had the body. He had the big arms, the big chest. But just as far as in-ring work, same thing with John Cena. John Cena's had a body. John Cena did amazing things. It was
John Cena's a way better in-ring worker though than Hogan was.
yeah,
that's facts.
100%. But
You don't think so?
He was still
John-
stiff.
in my opinion, John Cena sucks.
But compared to Hogan,
I'm still picking Hogan over Cena.
Hogan had the gimmick.
make sure you talk to the mic.
Over Cena, Hogan had the gimmick for sure. He had the Hulkamaniacs, the Hulkster gimmick. The 24-inch.
There's going to be some comments about this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice little
you're
video.
Right. Cena did have a better in-ring ability than Hogan. Hogan was very one-dimensional. Body slams. He never really experienced much.
He was the Hulk. Yep, he was the Hulk. That's how they
All
marketed
he had to
him.
do was be big. He
Okay.
looked big and he had to be big. That's it.
Well, let's go out with a banger. John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Ric Flair.
Cena.
Cena.
So I got Cena out of there
Cena-
quick.
Do you remember that promo The Rock made about John Cena when he was like, "What happened to the new era?" When he was like, "You can't see me."
He's like, we went from Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and Triple H, all the way down to you can't see me. and so the only reason I say Cena is because Cena never.
You guys are going to catch a lot of hate for this one, but I made it tough
But
to
you have
where
think, Austin had the gimmick and he could go in the ring. Rock had the gimmick, he could go in the ring.
Oh yeah, perform too. Yeah.
And who else was it?
Ric
Ric
Flair.
Flair.
Ric Flair's one or two all time. Like you're not
Oh,
picking
yeah.
him over Ric
Overall,
Flair.
one or
Right.
two of all time.
Most
So
swag
you're
of
not-
any wrestler
you're not
ever, bro.
picking
in my
Gimmick,
opinion.
in-ring performance. He had the character.
The Migos made a song about him, bro. Come on.
Right.
Well, I mean, not only that, he's got freaking suits named after him.
Yeah, facts.
Alligator shoes, all that, whatever. So, it has to be Cena. He never really had the booming gimmick. He did have the hustle, loyalty, and respect deal, and he had where the little kids loved to be.
Yeah, that's facts. The kids love him.
Basically, he was like the modern day Hulk Hogan. He had the body. He could go just a little bit in the ring, but he had no gimmick.
He was the good guy too.
I think I'm taking Cena out too.
I think speaking on Ric Flair again, he has this quote. Promos, what you guys are calling him. He
You want to
said,
be the man, you got to beat the man.
he said, I spent more money on spilt liquor than you've made this entire year, or something like that. And I've loved him ever since.
Yes.
He can kiss any fat girl and make them cry.
I think
Even
I
the
take
one right
Cena
over there in
out
that
too.
chick on that
Stone
couch.
Cold is just if you're from age 28 to fucking 50ish, Stone Cold was the man.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
Like wrestling was in a really bad spot. And then when Stone Cold, I think I asked you the trivia question when he said, "You can thump your Bible and say your prayers. that ain't gonna get you
I
anywhere."
remember I wore one of Dad's shirts to school, and it was it says "Arrive and Raise Hell" on the back of it.
Got fucking
Got sent home instantly.
straight
Peace.
It's like them old Jeezy Snowman shirts.
Yeah.
All those are the original Jeezy Snowman.
They got
shirts.
him out there like a bad comment, bro.
And a lot of people don't understand and don't remember Austin's ECW gimmick or promo. Do you remember it? He had left
I
WCW.
feel like I've seen it, but I can't remember.
And Bischoff called him and said, we really ain't got much for you. So he left WCW and he went to ECW. And he was just straight dogging on Eric Bischoff because Austin asked for pushes. He's like, I got this idea, I got this idea, I got this idea. And they just turned him down. So it got to where they released him because he wanted to release. And he went to ECW. And Paul was like, Austin asked Paul, is there any boundaries? Paul just said, go in there and cut it. And he went in there and cut one of the biggest promos that I've ever seen in my life, talking shit about, Eric Bischoff, how he's a shitball. and a lot of people don't even remember that promo.
No, I don't remember. I've never seen it.
I feel like I've watched like a video, like I didn't like retain it or anything, but I remember like seeing stuff about his like first personas or gimmicks or whatever. And
Stunning Steve in WCW. He
It
looked
was
like
when he went from, it was when he,
yeah, he had hair. It just never matched, bro.
it's when he
The
went from
Stone Cold we
Stunning
knew.
Steve to Stone Cold.
Yeah,
And he
Stone
was
Cold.
like in that promo. He's like, "I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin." Yada yada yada. It was outrageous.
Yeah, I just recently found out how he got that name, Stone Cold. Do you know how he got that name, Stone Cold? Do you know how he got the name Stone Cold?
I forget it. I know the story.
So he was doing this. He was trying to get his gimmick going in the WWF, and he was trying to create this badass gimmick. And him and his wife were sitting at the table for breakfast one morning, and he's trying to come up with this badass persona. And his wife made him a cup of coffee, and it had been sitting out. And she goes to hand him the cup of coffee, and he goes, "Damn, this is Stone Cold coffee. Like it's cold." And the light
just
bulb
like,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Stone Cold." Yeah, that's how he got it. But YouTube again.
Jake Elliott 92.
Search bar Brodie Bodkins.
Search bar Brodie Bodkins. He said, "We'll have you guys back on." You guys just recently wrestled each other, didn't you?
This past Sunday.
Who? He whooped your ass, didn't he?
Old schoolboy 1, 2, 3.
Ask him who's going and getting MRIs.
Hey.
He said he's getting it, Barl.
He got his ass handed to him, and he got lucky.
Be sure to follow the TikTok.
Man,
Subscribe
follow
to
everything.
the
Get on YouTube, all that stuff, man.
TikTok is just fucking going retarded, ridiculous right now.
Bro, more than we ever imagined right off the bat. We had the TikTok for, what, a month, and it's just doing numbers, so.
All right, that's all we got today, guys. Appreciate you guys
appreciate
coming. We'll have you back on.
Thank you for having us.
See ya.
I'm higher than Braun, I just need a lighter. Feel like a champ, need a ring for the hand. Cover it all from here across the land. Handle the plans, but you won't understand. So if you ain't know, this is the brand.